Well, here we are. I'm going to get right to the answer to the question of why did you tell me you have five elements that will calm and relax your nerves, your anxiety, and just balance you out as a human. Like, what are they? So I'm not going to wait for anybody to show up because this will be a short one. But it's pretty simple to do. Um, it's a little more complicated to actually do it correctly because we're talking about alchemy and dealing with using heat properly, fire properly, water properly, and the spirit of the plants. But here's what I'll do. I'll give you the recipe real quick. And these are all simple to get. You can get onto Amazon and order them. You get onto some, there's a few better places to get it than Amazon. You could probably go to Mountain Rose Herbs. Mountain Rose Herbs is a pretty good spot to find. Well, at least if you're in the Americas, that's where you'd probably find the best resource for any kind of herb or spice. Overseas, maybe not. Maybe you could find something better. But Mountain Rose Herbs is pretty excellent. But if you can't find everything you need here or there, you can find it on Amazon. And what you want is you want sassafras and you want white willow bark. So sassafras is what you're going to put into the boil. And now, if you don't know alchemy at all, or you don't know how to make a tea, then you probably shouldn't be listening to this. But if you want to make yourself a proper tea, um, you're looking to extract certain elements from whether it's the bark, the root, or the flower, or the leaf. The lower down they are, meaning if it's in the earth, it's going to take longer to extract what you need. So what you'll do is you'll take sassafras root and you'll boil that for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And you go ahead and you throw that white willow bark in there as well because the roots and the bark is going to take just about the same amount of time to extract the elements you want. You'll take those two. You're kind of making um, uh, uh, the where you get root beer from and where you get Dr. Pepper and Coca Cola. Those were all medicinal things a long time ago because they were using the right elements and they weren't putting a lot of garbage in there. But what you'll do is you'll take the root of sassafras, you'll take white willow bark, and you'll boil that for about 10 minutes. And then as it's getting towards the end of that boil, you'll find yourself some chamomile, and it's a flower, so it only needs about 4 or 5 minutes to extract properly. So you're going to take it off of the heat after you've done the sassafras and white willow, and then add some chamomile or chamomile, and let it sit there for about 4 more minutes after you've taken it off the heat. And then you pour that water into a cup, and then you'll find your kava and kratom. Now, depending on where you are, kava is a muscle relaxer, and kratom has a bunch of different qualities to it. I don't know what state you live in. Some places most places it's legal, but some places you can't. I don't know. I can always tell you a way to replace that, but kava you don't want to put in during a boil because the boil might break down some of its. I make this very simple. There are certain elements, like say in tea. If you were to make a tea or a coffee, if you boil it too hard, you're gonna break down some of the. It's like this. If you were to boil milk, if you put it through pasteurization, you burn off bad things, but you also burn off good things. But if you have a root or a vegetable or a flower, you don't have to worry about that. So all you want to do is extract out of the roots, which are the sassafras and the white willow bark, and then chamomile at the end for about 4 minutes, and then you'll take that water out and you'll add kava and kratom to it, a small amount. You don't want to use too much of either of those. You can kind of play around with how much you think you should use, but you're making a tea, or you call it an extraction or a decoction, and you're gonna allow those things to simmer or sit. The first couple elements, you'll let them sit and simmer inside of some warm to hot water, simmering to boiling, and then you'll add the extra. And here's the thing: is when I was trying to give you this idea earlier, root beer used to be made as a healing thing, and so what they did is kind of like a chai tea, or if you're native to, say, India, they'll drink chai all day. Chai, chai. It means spices, but chai also means chi. And I mean, I'm not going to play that whole game with you guys here, but the point is, even though it's hot there, they're drinking something that has all of these elements in it. They'll stop doing what they're doing just to have a cup of warm tea or chai, and it just means spiced up. And they use a lot of elements such as mint. Now, one thing you can throw in here too is mint. Mint is going to go well in this concoction. Um, so there you go. There's the recipe. Only one person here to listen to it. Hope you hope this made sense to everybody. I didn't want to make I'm not going to put it beneath. I'm not going to give you a recipe beneath. I don't do it that way. If you listened for 7 minutes, you got yourself a pleasurable experience. Hopefully by me talking, and hopefully by you listening to how to create this. This is one simple recipe as being an alchemist or a chemist or a chef or a cook that you can make that will help you balance out yourself. And it's also going to help you dream. And if you really want to get into deeper dream world things, there's a few other elements you can add to that right before bed. And we'll get into mind is awake, body is asleep. And so you're going to use different types of elements, some like mint. So that mint, if you add mint to that thing that I just told you, it'll keep your mind very aware, while your body relaxes and your mind stays awake. So you can start to explore the astral realms, but maybe that would take a little longer, but you'll definitely be able to explore at least a little bit of lucidity and consciousness. So have fun with that. And we will talk soon. I don't know who came in here, but a hello would be nice. And if you, and I'll leave it up to whoever came in here, the last couple of people. If there's any questions on what I just said, I'll answer it here because I'd rather not make another video about this. So if whatever I just said made sense, cool. If it didn't, let me know what didn't make sense, and I can try to remedy that for you right now. I'll give you guys up until 10 minutes because I think as soon as I get to 10 minutes, more people watch these videos. Yeah, there you go. So I'll leave this on here for another minute and 20 seconds. If anybody's in here and wants to know about what I just said, or if I can further elucidate this idea, or if there's something more you want to it, if you have like more pain, or if you have more, if you want to brighten up your dream world, like I can tell you what elements to put in there, all very easily accessible. You can just put that in the comments right now, and if not, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. But hopefully that recipe serves y'all well. It might take you a couple days to get all the supplies into your homestead. But enjoy that. It's and if you do want to go, feel free to go do the research on all the, if you're into the chemistry aspect of it, or the alchemical, like what's actually in here doing the thing. You'll learn a little bit more about the temperatures. You can, you start to degrade the tannins or the different types of terpenes That's gonna, we can get, that's a whole nother long talk, but I usually don't go that deep with that shit for people here because we keep this as simple as possible. And it's good to see you all. Enjoy that if you do go and cook it up, and we'll talk soon. Bong bong. Go pet a dog and keep your ass clean.